This is KGW News at noon.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Christine Pitawanich. Fallout continues this afternoon from the second largest bank failure in U.S. history. Regulators are trying to keep people calm after the Silicon Valley Bank failed. As NBC's Bree Jackson reports, the federal government is stepping in.
The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank set off panic. President Biden is trying to allay those fears.
The bottom line is this: Americans can rest assured that our banking system is safe.
He says the administration is taking steps to protect American consumers.
Because of the actions that our regulators have already taken, every American should feel confident that their deposits will be there if and when they need them.
Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen insists there would be no bank bailouts like there were in 2008.
The reforms that have been put in place means that we're not going to do that again.
Instead, regulators plan to back all SVB deposits and those at Signature Bank in New York, which shuttered Sunday. They'll cover those costs, in part, by using the FDIC's Deposit Insurance Fund.
No losses will be borne by the taxpayers. Let me repeat that. No losses will be borne by the taxpayers.
The extraordinary move also aims to calm financial markets. The White House hopes to ease fears that more banks could follow. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Closer to home, vandals hit a Vancouver brewery over the weekend, and employees think it may be connected to a drag brunch they're hosting later this month. You can see windows and doors at Heathen Brewing here in a moment that'll be shattered. One of the employees says in the last few days they've actually been getting threatening phone calls and emails. There you see the boarded up windows and doors. They suspect someone out there is unhappy about the brewery's upcoming drag brunch. Those performances have been lightning rods of controversy in some parts of the country. Heathen Brewing says it has a message for the vandals.
Grow up. This is totally unreasonable actions to destroy private property, whether for vandalism or whatever your cause is.
He says Heathen Brewing has every intention of going forward with the March 26th drag show. And happening tonight, the Westland Wilsonville School District Superintendent is announcing the district's decision on a number of books some parents are trying to ban. We first told you about this on The Story here on KGW. A group of parents is trying to get 8 books banned from the district's libraries. They say the books have too much sexual content for kids. The literature is also mostly written by or about people of color and LGBTQ+ people. Those books have been under review for the past few months, and the superintendent is expected to announce what happens next at tonight's school board meeting. Also today, fans will have an opportunity to honor legendary broadcaster Bill Schonely at a public celebration of his life and career. Schonely died earlier this year on January 21st. He was 93 years old. He was the voice of the Blazers for almost 3 decades, calling more than 2,500 games, including their run to the 1977 NBA title. His celebration of life starts this afternoon at 4 o'clock at Veterans Memorial Coliseum. We'll, of course, continue our coverage on KGW this afternoon. And if you're planning to head to that public celebration of life, do not forget to grab your rain jacket, maybe an umbrella. Rod, what are we looking like with the rain today?
Well, at least by 4 o'clock, the steady rain will be over and we should be broken into scattered showers. But boy, it's been a wet day. There have been few breaks. And right now, Astoria is starting to get on the back end of this. But inland up and down I-5, Salem, Portland, up into Longview, we're right in the middle of steady rain that just continues to come. And the yellow colors indicate still some pretty good rain rates out there. How much rain have we picked up? This shows you just since midnight. So before midnight, Portland picked up about 1/4 of an inch. So you add that to 89 100ths, and we have made it over an inch. Salem 1.10 plus what fell last night. Newport 1.22 plus what fell last night. So the deluge of an inch of rain or more at the coast and the valley for the most part has already come true. There you can see how wet I-5 is from our Rose City camera. The raindrops on the lens. 45 is the temperature. We'll be pretty steady the rest of today. I have us getting up to 47 at 4 p.m. with the steady rain over and scattered showers at that time. We still have some dry weather coming. And I still have one day that will be much warmer. That's ahead in your 7-day forecast.
Cannot wait to hear about it. Thank you, Rod. A World War II veteran from Vancouver recently received a high honor for his service. He was a member of the Merchant Marine. That's a civilian group of mariners who played a key role during World War II. Devin Haskins has his story.
It's called the Congressional Gold Medal. It is the highest honor that a civilian can be awarded by Congress. But for those in the Merchant Marine that served during World War II, just getting recognized as a veteran of war took decades.
At only 16 years old in this photo, Thorne Hiltz was just a boy. He wanted to serve in the Navy alongside the men fighting for his country.
So I told my folks, I'm going too. But they wouldn't take me. So my dad found out that the Army Transportation Corps would take you at 16.
The Army Transportation Corps was tasked with transporting things like goods, munitions, and troops to aid in the war effort. Service members served alongside civilian merchants like Hiltz. Those civilian merchants are otherwise known as the Merchant Marine. Hiltz served in the South Pacific.
It was a tanker, it was a supply ship. We carried munitions, fuel for the Navy fleet that operated out of the Aleutian Islands.
An estimated 250,000 men and women served in the Merchant Marine. Between 1939 and 1945, more than 9,500 merchant mariners lost their lives. According to the National World War II Museum, that's more than those killed than in any other military branch. Up till then, merchant mariners had served in every war America has fought in, although they've never been considered veterans, and World War II was no different.
That's something that upset quite a few people there was no recognition of that. And as the Germans were sinking the ships, we lost those people.
In 1988, a new law said that those mariners that served in World War II would finally be eligible for benefits, more than 40 years after the war ended.
When you had a group meeting or something like that, and they asked all the veterans to stand up, we knew we were veterans. But prior to that, we couldn't say that.
Then in 2020, Congress awarded Hiltz and all those that served in World War II as merchant mariners the Congressional Gold Medal.
What does that mean to you?
It made me a little humble.
Validation for his time served almost 80 years later. An award he holds, remembering those he knew that paid the ultimate price.
We had a great loss one time.
Of those 250,000 that served, there's believed to be less than 12,000 merchant mariners still alive. Hiltz would go on to serve again in the Korean War. I'm Devin Haskins, KGW News.